welcome back. We're the K3, and this is our weekly watch list where we watch as many shows or dramas that we can possibly watch in a given week and come back to you and report what we're liking, loving, and dropping. I'm not gonna lie to you, this week here in the US was challenging to watch a lot of dramas. So I think our show might be a little bit lighter this week, but man, there were some good ones. We got some new ones that were super exciting. So let's dive in. Monday, Tuesday, I watched Tale of Nokdu, and I keep just calling it Nokdu and then comma, Tale of. I'm not sure why. All my notes have that. I'm not really sure why. Super cute. Yeah? Like I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I was surprised because coming off of Rookie Historian, I thought that there would never be another historical that I would be like, no historical. No one can measure up. It's still a high bar, but this one was a lot of fun. Like essentially, it's just a really nice set. It was a fun setup. We got some spunky girl dressed as a boy, and we've got a boy who ends up dressing as a woman, and there's a lot. The setup is kind of
beautiful.
He's a beautiful woman, but I mean, while he's a beautiful woman, he's still a man. Like he's so
clearly
it's so
a man.
Clearly not a woman. That the concept is. You just have to go with it, but it's hilarious, right? So, but he's a beautiful woman, but clearly not a woman. But we're just gonna let that slide. And she's clearly not a man when she's dressed as a man. Right, it's like not even a young boy. No, not even a young boy.
That never works.
It's just one of those things where I'm like,
in Shakespeare, maybe.
All right. But thankfully, what I will say that I've enjoyed so far is like by the end of the first 2 episodes, he already knows that she was the guy, it was the woman, was the young man that he thought, blah, 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 that he had met earlier. So he already knows that she's doing some hiding over here. Yeah. And by the end of episode 2, she sees the stubble on his chin and then accidentally knees him in the balls. And it's hilarious. Yes.
I want to hear more about this village they're all living in.
Yes, I was getting to that because it's probably my favorite part about this. Like, this is cute and they have a lot of chemistry and I'm going to enjoy whatever happens, shenanigans happen with them. But this village that only women can be in, it's a widow's village, is actually a widow's village of assassins. Yes. The women are like, I don't know if all the women, but there is a core
I don't have time to make more time for shows, but that could almost bring me in.
Amazing.
Oh my God.
It is, the core group of women in this village are trained as like world-class assassins. And it is amazing.
Question?
Oh my God.
Yes.
Are they widows because they killed their husbands?
Right, exactly. Hilariously. Possibly. Because really...
We'll see.
Yeah. Again, once again, the men in Chosen proving themselves to be not worthy. So they live. This village is right next to the it's not a geisha house, but the Giseng house. And house. So the tea houses. And so a lot of the men come over and it's just, so you get the kind of environment and the women are, it's just a lot of fun. It's just a lot of fun.
So good.
And we already know the birth secrets and all of that kind of stuff. So I highly recommend it if your Mondays and Tuesdays were as open as mine were, though I'm hearing rumors that I should jump back into The Great Show. So that might be a binge at some point.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
A lot of people on Twitter are like really enjoying it. So let us know because I like to know these things.
Yeah,
I kind of just kind of stopped watching. I didn't like drop it. I didn't drop it for an official reason. It just kind of went away.
I definitely have bright shiny show syndrome. It's like, I want to watch this. Oh, I want to watch this. What about those other shows I was watching?
Right? Yeah. Yep. So that kind of is what happened with The Great Show. But people seem to really enjoy it on Twitter. So let us know. I would dig that. All right, but Tale of Nokdu, jump on it. It's a lot of fun. Wednesday, Thursday. I still have yet to play on When the Camellia Blooms.
I dropped
Anyone?
it.
Oh, no.
I'm curious.
Why?
So did you watch through the end of episode 6?
No.
Both. Okay.
No.
Because I like episode 5. I was like this. I was on the fence about staying with the show. So I'm curious to hear why. It was super slow. I wasn't really interested. Her character, I finally figured out what it was about Gong Hyo Jin's character that was bothering me, and it's because she was. Yeah, she was nice, but by default, because she would always be meek and kind of stay in victim mode. And that's what was really bugging me. So I was kind of like, I don't know if I want to, and didn't feel like there was a lot of story progress.
Oh.
So why did you drop it? I'm not going to drop it, but I'll get to that in a second.
I just found, that there wasn't really a story. And I just found everyone a little weak and meek. And I saw on Instagram this scene where Kang Hanul and says to Gong Hyo Jin, "You protected me," and they both start like
Oh, yeah.
breaking into tears, and
That was right at the end of episode 6.
I was like, but it was just this long, drawn out, starting to cry, lots of
It didn't play that way. The episode
really?
actually that was the last moments of episode 6, and it was the last 5 minutes of episode 6 where I said, "Oh, I might stay on board with the show
okay.
because she finally has had enough." And she's like, "That's it. I'm tired of going along with everything and putting up with being bullied by everybody." And she takes her ledger down to the police station where she has it's not a financial ledger. It's a kind of a diary of like how the wannabe governor, like the bombastic, not super
married to the lawyer,
married to the attorney, like a record of everything that he had ever done in the past 3 years. She's like, "Well, I did this, and then he touched my wrist, and then he like tapped me on the shoulder twice, and then he helped." Because that was what caused the blow up, was because he would grab her wrist and he wasn't. She's like, "Let go of my hand, let go of my hand," like because he's constantly been harassing her the entire time because he wants attention from her.
Who's this mayor?
It's played by Oh Jong-se.
Oh, okay.
But he's married to
Yoon Hye-ran. And she's great. I still love her. She's been solid throughout. So.
Yeah.
And most importantly for me, how is Kim Ji-suk?
Oh yes.
He's fine. He wasn't in a lot of episode 6. But,
So should I pick it back up? Like maybe I should just skip forward to episode 7.
Yeah, or maybe watch the last
5 minutes.
5 to 6 minutes of episode 6 and see if. But it's that exact.
We're
clip
here for you.
Exactly. What should we do?
useful
So
advice.
I'm gonna stay on board. I was a question mark, but I'm still a like. And I'll give it another week, and we'll see.
We're still in there.
They did end the very, very end of episode 6 was again that flash forward where things are in an alternate color, where obviously someone has died.
Dead body.
Okay.
With the dead body being discovered. We still don't know.
I'm gonna stay as just a.
You're gonna
I'm gonna stay as an observer of what
you're on the
occurs.
sideline.
Maybe one day I will hit play as a binge.
Maybe.
I doubt it, but it could
It's,
happen.
if you can get through.
And it's on Netflix, so you can download it.
Right? That's true. That's true. All
Good
right.
for traveling.
So, Secret Boutique.
Our Mac Jung duo.
Yes, we're kind of keeping them as a duo again this week because I heard that Graceful family had the hugest reveal ever. So I'm super jazzed about this because I was kind of intrigued by the oldest son. Was it the oldest son or the middle son's
The middle son is
storyline?
the entertainment director, producer, or film
No,
director.
he's
No,
the
that's
oldest
the oldest.
son.
So the
He's the
middle
oldest
son
son.
that was like didn't like all
the married one.
Yeah, the married one.
all right.
I was very intrigued by his story from
Sleeping
the
in
get-go,
separate
right?
beds.
I was
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
super intrigued by it. We found out this week, I didn't watch it, but I'm wondering, do we jump back in? That the reason for that is that he came out as transgendered.
Amazing
Which is a storyline in a
Wait,
K-drama. Right? Yes.
So we might have to take a look at that
Yeah,
show
so
again.
my God.
I
Yeah, 'cause
may
I've
be
been on hold
jumping
with that
back in just because
yeah.
I was really intrigued by his
I
story
know.
to begin with, and
I just thought it was because it was an arranged marriage
Yeah.
and they didn't really love
Right,
each other. That's why they,
but
you know.
no.
I oddly
turns
thought
out
that he
there's
was-
a progressive
yes.
writer back there. So
You know, I know.
Wow.
I oddly thought that he was into his security detail. I was like, I was like,
Trying
what's
to figure
happening?
it
Like,
out,
what's going
yeah.
on? Like I was the most intrigued by. So I might be into that one.
Yeah.
So let us know. So Graceful
Yeah.
Family is still it's hanging
Might
in
have to
there.
circle
I'm not
back
gonna
around
lie.
that.
It's still got some
got
cute
some
That
legs.
might have some bite, yeah. But
Now-
Secret Boutique.
Secret Boutique.
Bring me up to speed since I'm not going to watch.
I can't. Too much happening.
yeah.
Too much
What's going
happening.
on?
I thought this
What's
week was a
wrong?
little slow. I wasn't as invested this week.
You see, this was what I was saying about you can't keep this heightened,
Yeah.
crazy, take
Yeah.
out this person for 16 episodes. Because
Unless
then,
you're the last empress, but no one will ever meet that part.
Right.
right, but then nothing has, you need to slow it down a little bit so that there's impact when stuff starts happening
So
again.
help me out because I'm not sure because for me anyway, my subs were going at a breakneck speed like at the beginning when with the reveal of the husband and the mom and the sister and then what was happening and I rewound it like 3 or 4 times and paused it and was trying to just figure out what the hell was going on. I had a really difficult time understanding. I mean, I understand why he left, but I was confused as to her conversation with him about if you come back, then you're gonna love me.
Yeah.
And then he came back at the end. It was
she
hazy
does that,
at
right?
best.
She did that to who is the head of this family? She did it to her too. If you open this envelope, it's ultimatums
Right.
everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
From Jenny Jung.
From Jenny Jung. Yeah.
So I mean, clearly she's been there. She's been a rock for her husband, whose name I don't have in front of me. But she's been his rock his whole life, or at least his formative years. They got married because she knows his secret of being a gay man, and then supported his real love and all of that. So I was a little hazy as to why she didn't just let him go. Like, why? And then his big dramatic, him coming back very dramatically as the close of this week's episodes.
Yes,
I was kind of like, I'm not really.
But like she has with the woman in the house, is there an agreement, an understanding that she's going to take the family down? She's going to take the head of the household down? Does she have that agreement with her understanding with her husband?
I feel like they both were going after it, but again, I was super. It was a hazy 2 episodes for me. I was having a hard time getting a toehold on what was happening.
But what about that little vacation break with Kim Jae-young?
Oh,
with like cute chow chows and soup and
Oh my God, I wanted it to happen so bad. And she just gets up and leaves, and his little
he's like,
crestfallen face. He's like, just one day.
Happened to be, if you're away on vacay.
So yeah.
But
I mean, I'm still all in.
Yes.
I felt like, again, like what you said, I just felt like this episode was laying some more groundwork, but I wasn't really sure what bricks we were laying at this point. I was like, I think they're mud. I don't know what kind of bricks we have. I need her. I think that's what it is. We now know who the character of Jenny Jung is. We know what she is. We know what she's going to do. She's now revealed who she really is to the one woman that works in the house.
Right.
So we kind of, the fact that we're only in episode, what are we, 6?
6.
Yeah. Things are
10
clipping
more.
along, right? But
I think so.
I feel like I want to know more about her. I feel like we just still have so much of the facade.
Oh,
So I want to get more into the juice of what that is.
What drives her, her emotional underbelly.
Hopefully the next
so that's
one.
kind of what I'm hoping for.
Cool.
Anyway, so that is a secret boutique and graceful family. Yes. And then, because y'all asked for it, because I did a Twitter poll, I watched Extraordinary You.
Is this the one where they realize there are characters in a webcomic?
Not all of them.
But they're in high school.
They're in high school. But this is why I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
I thought the high school conceit was going to be a bit much for me, right?
Right.
And I'm not saying that once we get into like the true love aspect of this show that I might end up being like, but because I mean, high school kids, their romances are not my demographic.
I know,
and so
EJ
it's tough. EJ Wook, adorable and such
21.
so good at brooding.
Oh yeah,
he is a class A brooder for sure. But this is what I'm going to say about this. It was so well done. I only watched the first hour and a half. I didn't finish the last half hour, but the editing is amazing. The way they're telling the story is amazing. The stylized, the way the whole thing is shot. Like, this is what I find Korean dramas does better than almost anybody. They can take a stylized idea and execute it on levels that you're just like, oh, this is so fun. So like our main girl who is Kim Hae-yoon from Sky Castle. Did you guys watch any of Sky Castle?
I didn't watch.
She was... No?
Was she also Come and Hug Me?
No. If she was, it was...
She was like not the lead character.
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
She was the lead girl. She was like the head student in Sky Castle.
Okay.
And she was such a brat. But she was so good at being a brat. I think she even won some of the awards for it. And she's just so good. And so she's kind of taken that energy of a character and brought it here. And it works so well for an extra, basically an extra in a web comic to discover that she's not the lead. And it is.
I did see some of that.
It is. She's so good at it, and I'm so enjoying it. And I'm hoping because they are characters in a webcomic that even though the characters in the webcomic are in high school, we get to have more adult themes.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like we might be going in that direction because even she's complaining about how bad the writer is with the romance that she's helping.
Funny.
She's like, these tropes are just awful. Like, for real? Like, I'm just here to make sure that they get together. Like, no, this is horrible.
That sounds
and
fun.
It's just, it is.
does.
It's just a lot of fun.
To dive into that one.
Yeah, I do actually highly recommend it. Like, I was
I love the
disappointed
concept.
I had to turn it off. Yeah.
I love the concept.
And I do. It It was a lot of fun. And now we have this mystery. We have a mystery character that we've only seen. We've only seen him in light reflections, and like his face is kind of blurred out, and his name tag is blank.
Oh,
and then
very W.
Right, it's very exciting. And then at one point he helps her with some books, and we just see a scar across his hand. So clearly he's going to become a key player. But yeah, I'm really digging it. So thank you for you guys all losing your damn minds on Twitter about how good it was, because now I'm in, because I'm agreeing with you. It's very good. It's very fun. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sadly, all of us did not make it to Melt Me Softly, but we'll be caught up by next week. That's all we have to say about that. It was a crazy week.
I'll carry on. I'll soldier on with this.
Soldier on. What did you guys think? I heard mixed reviews on Twitter. Like, are we in? Are we out? Is it just
Melting
a
Me
Ji Chang?
Softly?
Yeah, is it just a Ji Chang Wook thing for everyone out there? Like, I mean, he was so hard.
He's such a star, and he's such a good actor. And for me, it stood out how good he was in the show. And I'm like, that means other elements are not rising up to that standard, and even with the other veteran cast members. So that's why I was just like, yeah.
I'm wondering if once we get to 2019, if it changes, let us know. I'm hoping.
Yeah, because
Please? Me? All right. Well, with that being said, let's try Vagabond, which I couldn't bring myself to hit play at all. How was it?
Oh, it's such a cartoon. It's I mean,
so much yelling.
I watched the first episode.
Oh, he's such a hothead.
He's so ridiculous.
He's such a hothead.
It's just too
and
much.
she's naive. But so what I don't know yet is she's being used by people above her. So it's become clear now who the big bad is within the NIS.
Who is it?
It's the not Shin Sun Rock, but the other. It's Mr. Kim, I think, is his. Yeah, is it? Yeah.
Is it the kind of nerdy one with the glasses that is kind of the soft-spoken one?
No,
Oh,
he's
okay.
the one who's helping her.
Okay, because I wasn't sure. Right?
So many ajishis.
So many. I don't know which one to go with.
It's so fun. But yeah, it's just fun. It's just cartoon, and it's not asking deep questions. It's not answering deep things. Everybody's all concerned about promotions and just getting by, and there's corruption and money, and it's just and lots of action scenes because Lee Seung-gi so prepared for this.
Everything.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
Yeah, the fight scenes are amazing.
May I
They're
ask
really
my
great.
weekly question of his character?
What about it?
How is he still alive? Did he have another life or death? Any
yeah.
battle fight to the to the death?
Oh yes, because the
most capable stuntman ever.
He's amazing.
no, because he's in a safe house, right? And the NIS guards ordered jjajangmyeon, ordered black bean noodles delivered, at the
As one
safe
does.
house.
At the safe. Wait, what?
Yeah, so of course they're all
Delivered
passed
to a
out.
safe house. I'm sure that's protocol.
Yeah, and so then it's because they were in on it probably. But the assassin comes in to take out Lee Seung-gi, but he takes him down, and Susie shoots him and kills him, and then she's all freaked out afterwards. And
her first time shooting and killing someone.
well. There's not a lot of guns in South Korea.
Yeah.
And actually, I am, there are a lot of revolvers in K-dramas and cop shows, revolvers.
Who
It's
uses a revolver,
1978 or something.
That makes me wonder if there's some kind of
but she doesn't have a revolver.
censorship around the type of gun, maybe. That's the
No, she has an automatic handgun.
Does she?
Oh, she does.
Yeah,
Okay. So she has an actual.
She has an actual, 2019 issued.
Enforcement issued. Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
It's just
fantastic.
fun. It's just big, cartoony, bombastic fun. And it's,
All right.
Yeah.
I might leave that one to you, Marisa.
Yeah.
Because I was just ragey the last time. I was just like, what? Come on.
You weren't buying it.
I wasn't. And I like Lee Seung-gi so much, but I was just like,
I like him too.
I was like, dude, come on. Quit disrespecting Susie. She's got a job to do. Come on, man. You're a barely employed stuntman. Stop.
But he's got a grudge.
I get the grudge. I understand it, but come on now. All right. Strangers from Hell. Where are we at?
So
Are we almost done with this one, or?
yes, there are 10 episodes, but they come out Saturday, Sunday, and we're shooting this on Sunday.
okay.
So I was not going to leave with one hanging.
No, God, no. No.
So no. So 7 and 8. Lee Dong-wook is so freaking creepy. Oh my god! But he's so good looking that even every other characters in the are mentioning it. like how pale he is and how good looking he is.
You know what I want from Lee Dong-wook?
hilarious.
And
I
how
need
he
him
looks
to
like death on your door.
I want him to play a vampire so bad.
Ooh, that could be very
bad.
good.
To say he just
just emanates.
His skin is so translucent that he's practically glittering
Right.
in his glee as he's
Right.
wielding all sorts of.
So has the show tipped its hand yet to whether this is all a fever dream? If it's his book, nothing. So we have no information. Okay.
No, but what's happened is so there was a lot of trickery in the episodes leading up to this where Im Shi-won would beat somebody up or just react violently to something, but then you find out, oh, it's just all in his head. He's actually sitting there quietly seething.
Oh,
But
like
now-
imagining what he wants
Right.
to do.
But he's crossed over to the place where he actually did kick the crap out of a coworker.
Oh.
So the violence is escalating, and it's as we head into the last. I guess it's good. There's 10 and not 16 because
Right?
who could take all of this violence?
Do you have
and
a
torture.
theory based on what you've seen going into the final two?
Oh, yeah, it's very possible that this is just his writing. It's very
okay.
possible. So we'll see. But it feels so real.
Right.
But yeah, people are Lee Dong-wook is capturing and torturing people. Everybody, I mean, they're all in on it. We've talked about this before. So
okay.
yeah, we'll see. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah, and the cannibalism. Oy.
wow.
Delicious.
I'm looking forward to final thoughts next week.
I know. I'm so intrigued because I don't know if
actually
I
am
don't know if
very
I binge
intrigued.
watch this thing or not. Maybe
Well,
binge would be like one a week.
I know it's the October Halloween season. I think once you're
Right.
past Halloween,
Oh, it could be
I
okay.
think it might be hard to watch it actually if you're not in the mood for ghosts and horror and things.
I'm
So
really rarely in the mood for that. But,
Yeah.
you know, everyone was so happy about it. Everyone was like really, and those who enjoyed it a lot.
because they're so good.
Yeah.
They're so good.
Okay. All right. I can't wait to hear how it ends. Yay. Okay. Then I actually, because I was
you pick
so wildly intrigued by your description last week, that I got caught up on Pegasus Market.
And?
You
Right?
love Kim Byung-chul.
I
I'm
do.
surprised. Yes.
I love Kim Byung-chul.
Right?
Yes. And I was oddly attracted to Kim Byung-chul this week. I was like,
Really?
Really?
At what point?
I don't know.
Interesting. I'm curious now.
When you're not like a raging lunatic, you're kind of an attractive man.
Or a bumbling idiot. Yeah, totally.
I mean, obviously I watched it all 3 episodes this week. But I enjoyed it so much. Like, it's just balls out crazy, man. Like, it is
just
bonkers.
silly and ridiculous and
just-
fun.
It's
star by that one, too.
Seriously, it is. Again, I go back to like Extraordinary You. It's what I feel like. I think this is what makes K-dramas so enjoyable for me. Like, I just don't like this kind of stuff. Just doesn't really happen in U.S. shows, and I don't know if it's because our setup is you'd have to sustain that season after season after season, and they only have to sustain it for like 10 episodes or 12 episodes. But I just so enjoy just the level of crazy in this show.
Right.
Like, it's nuts.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
it's just
It's fantastic.
Kim Byung-chul is like this accidental hero, and at every turn he's kind of like, damn it.
Like my favorite this week. So one of his part of his it revealed his kindness. Though.
Of
He is
course,
kind-
that's-
even
and
though
that's what it is, like,
he's
this-
on a
yeah.
revenge plan to bring down the conglomerate by ruining Pegasus. He's going to suck all the
Right.
money out of the conglomerate through the Pegasus market. So what does he do? A young girl, a 3rd grader, walks in with the ribboned photo of her father.
The most beautiful little girl I've ever seen, too.
Yeah, she was charmed.
Just-
She was just so she looked like a little angel.
She did. But I'm usually not that gushing about children, but this little girl was beautiful. It was ridiculous.
And she's like, can you please give my father a job?
Right.
He just needs a job, and everyone's like, the manager, of course, is like, director.
My
father's dead,
favorite,
not gonna marry
though,
you."
was that when she's sitting in the store to begin with in the morning, and all of the ajumas and all the employees are kind of crying over the thing, and then in walks our king of customer service, and he's like,
Right.
"Why are you all crying? Like, what is going on?" He walks over to the little girl, and he's like, "Child, what is happening?" And then you cut to him weeping,
yeah.
and then in
And then
walks
the
our
manager.
manager, and the same thing happens again, and cuts to him weeping,
And then
it's
director
just-
John
yeah,
walks in and he's
it's
like,
just-
what's going on? And then you see him talking with her and he's like, okay, fine. He's like, I will give your dad a job, And the manager's just like, how are you going to do that? And he's like, and you're hired to
Yeah.
her. So he opens a bookstore in the middle of the market. So he sets up this entire bookstore. Again, part of the plan to bleed money from the conglomerate and take it down. And he's like, your job is to sit here and study for an hour after school every day. He's like, manager, where did you go? You went to university, right? Yes. Well, you're going to tutor her. And that's your job. And he's like, make sure she gets paid and make sure her father gets paid. And the manager's just like, oh, he's dead. How's it been? Anyway, so of course he's like, oh, this is going to be perfect. Wasting all this money opening this bookstore in the middle of a market that no one goes to.
Don't you find like he doesn't even get that gleeful about it. He's just so matter of fact about it. He's like, and walks off.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
I think
yeah,
that's what makes me laugh, because in all of his other roles, he's so like maniacal about his about his evil dealing. And this one, you're like, I'm not sure if he's like is like starting to turn to like the good side, because he's got a different energy in this one that I think I'm really enjoying.
He has a like, I'm just going to do whatever the
Right.
I want.
And it's kind
But
of
he does have a calmness. You're
He
right.
does. He's got this like calmness about him that isn't evil, but it's so different
No.
from Kim Byung-chul that I've seen, because usually it's just this frantic maniacal energy.
Yeah, yeah.
And this one, it's like even the girl who got sent to there from the headquarters, she had her meeting with him, and he caught her basically in a lie that she was there to spy.
Like within the first two questions.
She was terrible at it. She was an awful spy. And she was like, and you see her thoughts like, okay, I can this. Oh shit! All right, I'm just gonna own up. And she's like, yes, I'm here to spy on you. Blah blah blah. And he basically says to her, he's like, you're just an employee doing what you need to do. I totally understand. And she walks out and she's like, this is why people love him so much. There is a certain respect there about him that and even the head of the company, our chairman, obviously sent him there for something other than
because he's telling
to be punished. Yeah.
I think he's got some kind of, because he's keeping tabs on him as well, and when his other director's like, sir, he's requesting all this money for this ridiculous stuff, he's like, let's let him do. I want to see what he's going to do.
Right.
Let's let him do what he's going to do.
Yeah, there's I really
CEO
am
is not
enjoying-
worried that he's going to bring down the company.
Yeah, I mean, it has, and we talked about it before we started recording. They've had a few moments where I'm like, oh, show, where are we headed with this? You know, like with the tribe that's there with the horns on their heads, and I'm just like, oh, good Lord. But actually, it turned, for me anyway, and I might be not seeing everything, but it turned out to be more of this is a very honorable group of people, and they work really hard, and they're actually the best. They're the best employees in the office, and they're
very conscientious.
Very conscientious.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it was kind of it went from being, it's like every time the show you think is going to go in like some really obnoxious way, it does this weird pivot to kindness, and it's
Very sweet.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
My favorite was when they were all choosing foreign names.
Oh my God, it was so amazing.
And because the tribe they're not native to
They're
Korea,
not native to
they
Korea.
all pick names of celebrities.
It was fantastic.
Like Bakbogum. What was your favorite guy?
Well, the little one, because there's the child that is in our tribe, and he was Yo Jung-gu. It was so fantastic.
It was hilarious.
The manager's like, Yo Jung-gu? And he's like, it's fantastic. I'm so happy.
But he's like, oh no, he did not.
Yeah, it was great. So I highly, highly recommend it. It's just,
I can't wait.
It's
It's
so
the
fun.
highlight of my week.
Yeah, it's excellent. And it's only one a week, so it makes it
Yeah.
an easier one to pick up.
Yeah.
I definitely recommend it.
Nice.
I'm glad you like it.
Oh, I did. I loved it. Thank you so much, Karen. I loved it so much. It was so good. Yeah. So basically, my two favorites this week are both basically comic books.
Nothing wrong with that.
Right? No, nothing at all. All right. And then we've got, this one, I'm not gonna lie. I want to watch it. Everyone is losing their minds on Twitter. I want to dive into it, but I just don't know if I have the emotional fortitude to watch My Country. How was it?
Oh, it's not heavy duty
No?
for 90 minutes or no.
I just think it's gonna just.
Oh, really?
It starts that
I think
way,
it's
but
just
yeah.
gonna crush me.
Oh,
Emotionally by the time it's over. I don't know if I have it.
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It is gorgeous.
Yeah.
It is epic. But it also has such a great sense of story. Because in the synopsis, which, we read these things, they're always a little light on what's actually going on in the K-drama.
Or flat out wrong.
Sometimes.
Sometimes you're like, that is not the story.
Yeah, no. So it's not really a misunderstanding. It's kind of a web of of things that occurred, but the story is so well crafted and the character development is so good. So you've got Yang Se-jung, our favorite from Still 17, and Woo Do-won, who are best friends, but they both have things that are really driving them. So Yang Se-jung, his sister has epilepsy. His father and he protects her. He's just full of good humanity. He's a good person. His father was the greatest swordsman in Goryeo, but was forced to commit harikiri. I'm sure we're going to find out later that he was framed and by somebody, I don't know who yet. But this brother and sister have survived. He's best friends with Woo Do-won, whose mother was a concubine to a very wealthy military man. So he's grown up in this household as a lower, what's the term? I can't remember the term they use, but he's basically considered, he has no status, low status. So they're both aiming to take this military exam to be an officer, but there can be only one.
Of course.
Right.
Damn it.
Right. But what happens is through trickery and chicanery and bribes on the part of Woo Do-won's father, he ends up winning, but there's kind of a misunderstanding in that the officer who was bribed didn't call the end of the fight when Yang Se-jung had won. There was a flag, and Yang Se-jung thought he won, but then Woo Do-won stood up and clocks him, and then the officer calls the end of the fight. So Woo Do-won wins, but he's tormented, and then he finds out later that his father bribed the officer.
Stupid refs.
But then all these things happen, and Woo Do-won is forced to kill that officer to keep the bribery quiet. A secret.
Oh my gosh.
But
It was a good call on my part to not get it going. I maybe pick it up later.
It's so good.
That is so good. I'm sure it's amazingly good, but I'm already heartbroken. And I just don't have it. I don't have it this right now. I just don't.
Oh yeah, because then Yang Se-jung thinks that Woo Do-won betrayed him by having him drafted in the army. Because apparently, when you're drafted, they tell you and they haul you off like right then and there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway.
And who is Jung Hyuk?
Jung Hyuk plays a prince. So it starts with. So this is 10 years ago, all of this story. So at the very beginning of the show, Jung Hyuk is a prince. They set it up that at that time in Goryeo, you could have private armies. So he's a prince with a private army, and Yang Se-jung is his sword.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. But Jung Hyuk is also a great military leader. So there's a lot of battles. Yes, it's very bloody. There's a lot of dead bodies everywhere.
Sadly, that does not bother me as much as friends breaking up.
Yes, see, that's the beautiful thing about this show. The characters are so deep and so complex. The lead actress is Kim So-hyun, she's an idol. She was in AOA, but she was in The Great Battle. She was the female soldier, the one who sacrificed herself, I think, at the end.
I'm a little hazy on that one.
That was the one with.
I remember the movie, but
I can't quite remember either.
She was the one.
I remember from the poster.
She was the one that had the relationship with the other one, and they sacrificed each other basically. Yes. Oh, it was so good.
In this. And
it's heartbreaking. Yeah, but so
she's
good.
really good.
Okay.
So, our three main characters have things that they're just feeling defeated over, but they also know they need to survive. My daughter walked through the living room while I was watching, and she's like, "What's going on here?" I'm like, "Well, this is 1368 in Korea." She's like, "That's a tough time to be alive." I'm like, and that's exactly what it is.
Oh my God!
Tough time to be alive.
All right, maybe I may this week jump in. All right,
it's beautiful.
All right,
See if you have the wherewithal.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try.
Jang Young Nam is in it.
What?
Yes, she's like the head gisang. Oh, she's a tough cookie.
I love her so much.
She's so good.
Pretty much should have. You probably should have led with that, and I would have watched it. Damn it, Jang Young Nam.
Yes, so good.
She gets me
Crown
every
Clown?
time.
Beautiful costumes. The silks are gorgeous.
She's so.
She's so good.
So good. Oh, I love her so much. All right. I'm gonna watch it just for her.
All right,
I'm in. Damn it. Damn it.
Gotcha.
All right. Whew. still a very full week.
Yes.
It's a good week.
Yes.
All right, you guys. So there it is. That's what we got. We're the K3. I'm Jen.
I'm Karen.
I'm Marisa.
And if you want to catch up with what we're excited about coming up in October, you can check out our Can't Wait to Watch right here. And until next week.